when she was finished, she was able to say back to me, she emailed me and said that was the most amazing tool and amazing project because the students really were engaged and really learning. Without that coaching, she would have never moved down that road. She would have never taken that next step to go down that road, even though we've provided large group instructional, challenge-based learning, project-based learning. We had experts come in and share step-by-step how to do that. But without that one-to-one, looking at what were the essential questions, what we're looking at, what was the goal that you were trying to achieve, what was the skills that you were trying to accomplish, and helping her sequentially set that up and work through those steps with her, then putting it into the Moodle product to configure it so that they had a sequential order for the students to go through, allowed the students to progress and produce a product at the end that they were very pleased with.
It took a good solid year of just building relationships and having teachers trust before some of them would even let you in a room. Probably about 6 months in, I had a teacher who had been there. She was a very good teacher. She had been there for a long time, but she was very hesitant and reluctant about this whole coaching as professional development. And so we were training on a new assessment. She asked me to come in, and I was working with her, and I think it took a while for her to know that it was okay to ask questions and to share, and that I wasn't going back to anybody. And she really, it got to the point where she said, she's like, "Can you come back in tomorrow and help me again and show me how to do this?" It was amazing because one of the things that I noticed from being with her and working with her is that she just really didn't know what to do, and she never had somebody safe to say, "Hey, I have this student that's just not getting it." And instead of, there was nobody to say, "Hey, can you help me work with that student?" It was always, "Can you take this student? They need help." And so by having that coach come in and work, we were really able to sit down and work together and try some different strategies and reflect together, "Hey, that didn't work, let's try this." And that whole process of learning how to meet students' needs.
A place where coaching really helped out with some teachers is actually with one of my high flyers. This teacher is an incredible integrator of technology into the classroom. They have iPads, etc. in the classroom. And he came up to me last month and asked me, like, "How's it going?" We started talking again, and he said, "Remember that time you came in my room and we sat down afterwards and reflected upon the lesson?" He goes, "That was the best thing that has ever happened to me in teaching." And this is coming from a guy who really has a handle on integrating technology towards higher order thinking skills, authentic learning, all those types of things. But he really valued the reflection time, the coaching piece of it, where we could really identify things that, again, he wasn't seeing because of his perceptions. And that really hit home for me, because here someone who's almost a master at this stuff really appreciated the fact that I was there to support him and to look critically and constructively at what he was trying to achieve.
And I thought to myself, well, instead of the students just sitting there and writing notes on methods of propaganda, let's have them experience it. Let's have them actually go out and use those methods to become a little bit more intimately familiar with it, and in a fun way. So what we did was I helped her design a project where we would shoot video. We would do 30 to 40-second television commercials on any product that the student would choose, and they had to promote their product using 3 of the methods of propaganda that we had talked about in the classroom. So this required a deeper level of thinking. Okay, how does that method work in the advertising world? They actually had a very good time with it. The students ended up being extremely creative. They came up with some things that just really knocked our socks off. One particular student who was a sleeper in class. He was so engaged in this project, the bell would ring and he would still be working at the computer. And then, though, Monday morning I went in, they were finishing up their projects. I went in to take a look at what they were doing. And this student had spent the entire weekend with a couple of buddies shooting video for this project. And he ended up creating this fabulous commercial. It was very well done. It looked like it could actually be aired on TV. And I asked him, I said, "You're always, usually sleeping in class, and you did such a great job." And he said, "Well, it's something that I really like doing. If we could do more things like this, I'd really be excited about coming to school."